Come on! I'm happy. It's not a big fish, but the mirror carp, they are quite rare in the Po River, so.
Yeah, when we started fishing last night, well, yesterday really, we got the rods out, and I don't know, 8-9 o'clock at night, sun starts to go behind, and temperature drops a couple of degrees, and already you can see the river waking up. You know, the fish coming alive.
I'm a bit nervous at the moment.
Okay.
Absolutely brilliant.
That was a rush. Let's go backwards a bit. Why, you know. Okay. Carp and salad.
So,
Thank you.
Keep calm and fish.
Keep calm and get fished. Thank you, sis. Oof. It's just a baby, but still, it's the first one.
probably never been caught before.
No. Quite sure it's never been caught before this one. Let's just release it. You're gone. That's the beginning. That's okay. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, when we started fishing last night, well, yesterday really, we got the rods out, and I don't know, 8-9 o'clock at night, sun starts to go behind, and temperature drops a couple of degrees, and already you can see the river waking up. You know, the fish coming alive, moving back into the shallows, and as soon as it got darkness, well, I mean, we struggled to keep the rods in the water for any length of time at all. I mean,
it has been a hectic night.
Yeah, by 1-2 o'clock in the morning, I'd had enough. I think you'd had enough as well. And we both woke up at first light this morning and looked at each other, and none of us had any rods in the water. Yeah, so daytime then we're basically targeting sort of like the beach side, if you like, and then we're going to go out in the boat tomorrow, fishing the far side from the boat.
Yeah, this as you just mentioned, we just didn't sleep last night, but if you're strong enough in a place like this, you have two different options, and it's especially in this period of the year where everything is so warm, water, air, everything is so important, because you know you will have action during the night here on the beach side, but then during the day we can just take the boat, go on the other shore, tie the boat in a tree, and then fish just straight below the boat in 12-13 meters depth, just nearby the rocks.
That's what we noticed this morning. I mean, it's a bit of a recce this to me, and I really do appreciate Enrico having me here, because he is listening to some of the stuff that I am putting to the table as well. And we sat here this morning, and basically the plan was, shall we go out in the boat, shall we not go out in the boat? To be fair, I mean, Enrico could have just said, yeah, come on, we're going out in the boat, but you know, we was looking at the far bank, and we looked at the watches this morning, and we saw we had a lot of shade, didn't we, till about 10 o'clock
yeah,
this
till
morning.
10 o'clock. Then after that, totally dead.
After that, Scorchio. I mean, so tomorrow morning, I mean, the plan is we're going to fish through the night on the beach again. First light in the morning.
Yeah, even before. Honestly speaking, I think we should go there and have the rod set up right when we have the first light. So we should leave when it's still dark.
Yeah, so every fisherman's dream, waking up to a new place in the morning, new way of fishing for me. Really excited about it, because we've been sat here all day and watching these huge Italian carp crashing on the far bank. But to be fair, I mean, I would last 5 minutes out there before I'm bright red.
Me too. It's actually impossible.
So yeah, so that's a plan for tomorrow. I think, you know, this strategy thing, we've set the ball in motion. Enrico's done the hard work pre-baiting, the carp are already here. So maybe next time we'll look up again and we'll see if we can put some of these big Italian carp on the bank for you.
And I would just mention again about the pre-baiting we did. I did, and we did also yesterday and even today. It's quite important, because we've been pre-baiting from one side to the other side of the river.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks to the boat.
Yeah.
So doing this, we are 100% sure that we are going to catch all the carp that is cruising around that area. So, because it can happen, especially for example in the winter time, where most of the carp is just stuck on the rocks.
Okay.
You know, also because the rocks, they can get some eating during the day because of the sun.
Yes.
So, and I found this difference with even with the eco sounder.
Yeah.
You can find 1, even 2 degree difference from the center of the river, the middle river, till the shore nearby the rocks.
So you're finding these small pockets of fish or groups together?
Yes,
and
yes,
that's
yes.
basically what we're trying to target. Yeah, and it's a very good point that Enrico said there about the baiting up. Instead of baiting like the inside drop off that we're fishing to during the daytime, he hasn't done that. He's baited a full stretch across the river, so every fish that is passing here
Exactly.
is meeting a wall of bait, and at some point, fingers crossed, we're going to hook up with a big one.
That's what we do normally, because in this period of the year the carp is moving so much, so you really need to especially in the beginning we used to pre-bait out much wider area on the beginning. Then after 2 days, 3 days or a week, then we start to narrow down all the pre-baited spots.
Almost making them keen.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so you basically give them, from day one, you've given them a full 5-course banquet.
Right.
Yeah, and then when you're getting closer to your fishing trip, you're starving them up a bit, making them a bit keen.
That's
okay.
what we do.
Well, so far I think it's for the first night here, I'm totally blown away by some of the fish we caught last night, and I think, to be fair, listening to the man in the know who's our basically our local man, he hasn't let me down as yet, and he tells me this is only got to get better.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
We have a few days more
Fingers
in front
crossed.
of us.
Let's see what happens. Saw that black squid.
What the hell looks like heat?
Hola.
Yeah, another baby, but
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
this is the tail.
He likes me.
That.
That's it.
Well,
The long one.
gotcha.
Good fish. Very good fish. Cheers, mate. Ah, that's a nice fish.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow. The colours on him lighting up.
That's a pretty long one. Good.
Just release it.
It's getting busy.
Well done.
Thank you. After the Englishman in New York as a sting, we have the Englishman in the pole.
Okay, so we set off yesterday morning from Enrico's house. We basically got here for about 10:30 in the morning. We've had half a day's fishing after setting the camp up. Straight away we was into a good stamp of fish, catching fish roughly around the 20-pound mark. We're fishing sort of like maybe 40 yards out into about 7 meters of water, I would say, and through the night we got absolutely hammered. Enrico had fish all through the night, had to wind his rods in. I did exactly the same, got wiped out on a couple of occasions. First light this morning we put the rods back out, voila, just short of 30 pound. Lean, mean, river pole fighting carp. Yeah. Oh,
Can you believe it?
how many is that now?
It's the third one I lost.
Yeah.
It's definitely on. Wow, yeah.
Really, really amazing fish.
Like a shark.
Amazing.
And he's ready. Thank you.
Salmon.
Beautiful. Okay. Au revoir. Okay, decided to go with the plan that we'd put in place when Enrico first started baiting the river. Now we sat last night behind the rods on the beach looking at all the fish jumping on the far side of the river in the flow, and we decided that we'd put the plan in place.
Right.
First light this morning, we'd get all the gear on the boat with the new boat rods as well, and we'd come across here, moor up on one of the fallen trees, and see what happens.
Yeah, we actually already had a run.
Yes,
Luckily.
yeah.
Because you know this stretch of the river here is quite dangerous, let's say, for the rigs.
Yeah.
and I would say it's almost here. It's almost impossible to fish from the shore.
Yeah.
It's just because the rocks, they go out almost 20 meters from the shore, so you really need something that makes you able to fish outside the rocks.
Yeah, what we've got here, we're actually fishing on the outside of a bend,
Right.
and the water's come right around and it's scored all the inside of this bank out, and it's exposed a lot of big rocks. So we're having to use quite robust gear, and there is always a chance that when we hook into a fish, that we're just a little knock on that one then. That way, when we do hook up with a fish, then that your line, your leaders, it could be rubbing on the rocks, and unfortunately, well, I lost the first fish this morning. I didn't get on it quick enough, and straight away, poof,
And it was almost
it's disappeared. But we are implementing lead clips and all safe rigs, so hopefully that fish within a couple of days we got rid of the hook and
should be free.
everything will have gone. But I mean, it's looking quite fishy.
It is. Yeah.
We've got big fish rolling, you know,
it is.
sort of like.
And it's quite interesting because we've been checking the temperature before,
Yeah.
and the water temperature has been dropping 4 degrees the last 30 hours
Yeah.
because of the rain that has been in the north, and also during the day it's still warm like hell.
Yeah.
But now we are early in the morning and it's quite chilly.
Got fleece on.
actually.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. We've still got fish around us. They are active at the
So,
moment.
you see what is quite important, I think, especially for boat fishing, especially when you fish few hours as we are doing today, because we will be here for 3-4 hours more, is to be really essential on the gear. So this will help you to be more to have easy movement and have nothing that
Yeah, I mean that
can
is
create any
very
problem.
very important when we are fishing from the boat, is to get everything organised. We
Right.
need to be organised.
That's also why we are not using any rod rod. Of course, if we were fishing here for overnight, then of course we use rod rod and bite
Thank you.
rod rod and bite alarms.
Yeah.
But as long as we are sitting here for 3 hours, 4 hours, then this is I think this is the best gear to use. Because it's safe. You can just see the rod. You are sitting. You can just handle the rod
Yeah.
while you are sitting down. So
We've basically scaled down and everything that you'd normally use without the clutter of everything we've got on the bank. We've just brought the bare essentials. Unhooking that waist sling that fits on the boat,
So,
landing net, 3 rods, bit of terminal tackle, some bait, and that's about it really. Some bit of
that's
food and
everything we
water.
need. Yeah.
But that's it. Now this is one of the things that we were talking about yesterday, Enrico, where we said this was having about
Right.
like another another piece of equipment.
It is.
Really,
It is.
it gives us access to come fish places where we couldn't possibly fish from the bank.
Yeah. And you see how long is the stretch? I would say this is easily 3 kilometers long
Yeah.
stretch. That from the shore is just not possible to fish.
No, there's no way anyone could fish this side of the river
So-
without a boat. So yeah, fingers crossed. Let's
Seriously crossed. And I think we're going to recast the rod in 30 minutes.
okay.
Because as we said before, this is so easy to get snagged on the rocks.
Yeah.
So you can easily waste half a day if you don't check the rod.
Yeah. So we have to keep checking the rigs on a regular
I
basis.
normally used to check the rod at least once every hour and a half.
Yeah.
So
And we're also fishing PVA bags over here
this
as well.
is seriously important.
Yeah, because we haven't got far to cast out, so obviously casting isn't an issue over this side. So we are able to fish, quite good. Two handfuls of boilies, nothing else. Just 20 more boilies going in there, straight down with the lead. And like I say, we're trying to create a bit of a trail with
Right.
the bait going down.
Yeah, we can actually use one rod with the lighter lead, which is this one, which is the one more downstream.
Yeah.
And actually with this rod we are fishing straight half the way on the rocks.
Okay.
Because most of the rocks down here, they are totally closed. So there's just some edge coming out.
Yeah.
But you can easily fish in the middle of all these rocks. So
Okay.
just to have a chance, also if there's some fishes that is cruising around nearby the shore.
So from the inside shelf, then we've got the top rod is off the
Right.
rocky ridge,
Right.
if you like, down to the
Yeah.
bottom of the river.
Right?
The second one is
Is actually on the real edge between the clay, or
Right.
the riverbed and the rocks, and this one is straight in the middle of the rocks down
okay,
here.
so that's halfway up the
Right,
shelf.
yeah.
The inside, yeah, okay.
Where we have casted this rod, there must be 6 meters water.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 5-6. That's the depth we have here.
Well, it's looking really fishy. To be honest, I don't think these carp are aware that we're here.
No.
Because I mean,
I don't think so.
we-
You see that they were jumping 5 meters from the boat.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So fingers crossed. Let's hopefully, well, we'll get these. Shall we wind these rods in and recast? And
yeah, I think
hopefully
we should
next
do
time you see us on camera, we'll be holding
film
a
some
big,
fighting.
big fat Italian carp for you.
That's a salmon! just put the net down in the water, Chris. I will try to fish it. Finally. That's a happy man face.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's a nice fish.
That's a nice fish.
River pole fighting
Yeah.
machine.
Still
It's good, yeah?
that's a nice fish. Nothing big, but
You don't need big when they fight like that, do you? Not in
this one has provided a very good fight.
Awesome
Good.
fish, mate.
Let's go. Have it? Yeah. It's in. Nice. Careful now. Whoa. That's a nice one. It's a nice fish. How you feel that rod?
Oh man! It's like a fucking barbel.
This is slightly bigger. Wow. That is a big fish. That's in. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
I meant for you, really.
Wow, that is awesome. Absolutely off. I love this.
How it is boat fishing.
Yeah, brilliant. Good fish.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
So the pre-baiting has been effective here.
Now the other side. From the boat, first one I've ever had from the boat. Absolutely awesome, really was. It's if you've never tried boat fishing for carp, you must give it a go. I mean, it's very much 100% adrenaline packed fight. Absolutely brilliant.
Keep calm.
Keep letting me know.
Well done, my friend.
Hear it?
Congratulations.
You almost fish with one rod.
Small black carp. Bella, scura.
Nice colours.
Hey!
It's just playing off the camera.
Not that big, but it's fighting pretty well.
The action of the
Here we go. This one. Good fight.
Thank you. biggest fish, but God, did he scrap?
In a good
Hey,
shape.
proper little scrapper, this one. Another magnificent fish from the mighty River Po. Absolutely stunning. Probably never seen a hook before in its life. I mean, that's one thing that I think we need to make clear is the amount of anglers who are fishing on this river. They're virtually non-existent. We've got all this river to ourselves, and there's some stunning fish to be had. Absolutely stunning. Okay, I think it's time to go home.
Yeah. There's a fish on.
So just taking out everything so you can finish the fight.
I dug that hole last night so we don't flip out. Not the biggest of them, but more than welcome in this heat. To be fair, me and Enrico had just about given up catching anything during the heat of the day. I mean, the temperature at the moment must be 37, 38 degrees, and it's absolutely red hot. But thought I'd just wash a few lads out. Not really took much care where they've gone, to be honest, at this time of day. And lucky enough, my afternoon sleep was awoken by this little chap. Ciao.
It's been a pretty tough day today.
It has, yeah, really hard. Just bring you up to date. Day 3?
Day 3, actually.
Yeah,
yes.
day 3. Basically, we woke up this morning to find the water level had dropped by at least, what, 7 foot?
Yeah, easy.
Big tide last night. Obviously, my own fault, and to be fair, I didn't know. You know, we don't follow the moon cycles and the tide cycles. We're anglers. We just want to get here and fish. But we did have a massive tide, and because it's been ripping off all day, it's just about been impossible to fish. We couldn't hold the bottom with 350 gram weights.
Yeah, it was, and I guess it was mainly because of all this weed that was flushing down from the
all the
current.
debris catching our lines, and it's just made life so hard.
And we also tried to fish quite close.
We did.
With short range, you know,
Yeah.
just to avoid to have too much line on the water, but it was just impossible.
It is. I mean, and that, to be fair, is. I mean, you can go to a pond every day of the year, and it'll be exactly the same. You come on a river, and you just don't know what to expect next. And
Even after 12 hours, actually.
yeah, so it's been really hard today. basically we came out here this morning, did a bit of fishing this morning. We had a really good time before the sun came up, and sort of like vampires, we had to go back to the cover of the shadows when the sun comes out. So we spent most of the day just chilling out, sorting rigs out, tidying up, and we've been waiting for that sun to disappear so we can come back across here with a boat again. And well, right on cue, fish jumps out behind us. So we're really looking forward to this part of the evening now. The tide is easing off now, so things are starting to slow down, and it won't be long now. I would say another hour.
Yeah.
And probably the whole river will have come to a standstill.
Yeah.
And at that point we'll probably throw a few more baits out by hand while it stood still, and continuing from the boat with PVA bags.
Yeah, because probably, well, as my experience, the night is not the right time to fish in this kind of spot. Very deep, fast current, rock, and I mean we have 12 meters water just 10 meters from the shore. But we had no other choices today.
That's it.
So even this evening we've been trying fishing and it was just not possible. So.
And this is one of the advantages that I'm discovering since I've been here with as a guest of Enrico's, is if you've got a boat, and we have been fishing from the bank, and that was part of the plan, was basically we had the option to fish from the bank, and should things change, elements change, weather change, we have an option to find shelter somewhere else, i.e. come out to the other side of the river where we've seen all the fish crashing on this side of the river, haven't we? We did that, we implemented our plan this morning, and yeah, we had some nice fish, so fingers crossed. We're just going into the evening now, and I'm looking
Let's see what happens in the dark.
Looking forward to this, really I'm looking forward to this.
There's also a pretty strong current now. The black one is just hungry and nasty. Cheers.
Well done, sir.
It was a nice morning call.
Yeah.
Block. This is a block.
Whoa.
He's been eating all the boilies.
Block style carp.
Finally.
I'm a bit nervous at the moment, to be fair, because
Okay.
it's a bit. I ain't had a fish for a long time, it seems. It's giving a good account of itself.
Careful with the engine.
Bambino. Thank you. Right in that bottom jar again.
So Rick, we are back on the same spot as yesterday morning, just opposite of our camp, but it's not the action we were expecting actually.
No, just to bring you up to speed, basically yesterday morning we decided to leave the camp, come across to the other side of the river where we've seen a lot of fish activity. They were coming clean out the water for quite a few hours. So we came across here yesterday, fished from first light up till, I don't know, 10 o'clock, something like that.
It was almost 11, I would
11
say.
o'clock, yeah. And we caught quite a few fish. I mean, we had fish to just over 35 pounds. We had a fantastic morning yesterday, and basically the only reason we went back to camp is we're sat in a tree line here, so we've got some lovely shade. As soon as that sun breaks the top, it becomes unbearable. So we decided, having such a good morning, we'll probably do the evening the same. We came back here last night, and the fish were here. There was a lot of activity, but no runs. Went back to base camp last night. Put the rods out again, but it was very, very hard to fish. I mean, we're fishing on big tides at the moment, and there's a lot of debris coming down the river.
Yeah, I think this morning when we took out the rigs from the river, there was some line, maybe 15 kilos of weed in the line.
It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. So it's not been an easy night. I mean, woke up again first light this morning thinking, right, we'll come back across this side, and there was a bit of fish activity, but I don't know, Enrico, it just doesn't seem right, does it?
It's changed, and the tide is a bit late compared to yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's rising up very slowly. Yesterday was a really fast rise up of the tide. Today is totally different. And you see, we had fish jumping for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yesterday there's been a total madness for 1.5 hours of fish jumping. So
Yeah, so we are going to decide, well, basically we're going to carry on fishing until the sun breaks the tree cover again. I think then all we can do is maybe go back to base camp and have a think about rigs, different baits, and even if we may have to even break camp and go somewhere else. But we're going to carry on fishing until the sun pops its head up and see what happens.
This is a good one. I'm sleeping like a baby, right? You disturb it.
Whoa.
Ja.
whoa.
Okay. Well, we spent the morning across the far side, didn't we, Enrico?
Yeah.
Bit of a struggle. We had one fish a piece, but small fish. After that, we'd made a decision to go have a look with a boat and the echo sounder, see if we could find any features and why these fish had moved out of that area and to another area. We found the fish jumping in about 13 metres of water.
Yeah, 13.3 actually.
Yeah.
So it's actually, we're talking about 40 foot.
Yeah, so the plan is to fish from the banks for the rest of the day, and we put a bit of bait out there as well, and we'll maybe visit that spot later on. But coming back to the bank, I tied some rigs up, made a few little changes, gone for a fluorocarbon leader and one of the brand new braided materials from Prologic, and the rig had only been out maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and it zipped off with another hard fighting River Po Italian carp, just short of 30 pound. What a way to start the midday.
Yeah, it's midday, right?
Thank you.
Come on! Rick. That's what I like.
And now?
Come on.
No.
Come on. Go on. Yes! Come on! Yeah, that tree is going on the line, straight.
Good one.
Fish on the net. Okay. So here we are. Another baby fish from the pond. Nothing big, but just for some afternoon fun. It's okay. And right on a high tide.
Well done, Enrico.
Good. Nice common carp and a small mirror carp that we are trying to land now. Yeah, it's fighting like a bull. I'm happy. It's not a big fish, but the mirror carp, they are quite rare in the Po River, so this one is beautiful.
Stunning.
This is a beautiful
Shark
fish.
again, look. Yeah, like Enrico said, when I was flying out here and I was talking to Enrico, basically asked about the species of fish that we're going to be catching, and he did say predominantly common carp. Mirror carp are very rare in this river
Actually, this is the
nowadays.
fish number 27.
And how many years you've been fishing here?
That's the first. No, I mean during this session.
Oh yes, yeah.
This is the fish number 27.
27.
This session, and it's the first mirror carp.
And how many years have you fished here?
It's 10 years now.
And how many mirror carp have you caught out this river?
Not more than 15.
There you go. Well done, sir.
Cari, viva.
Oh, crunch.
Angry cat. Okay.
Yep.
See all the colourings around its head.
Yeah.
Just do every colour around there.
Rainbow duck.
Situation so far, after we discussed yesterday, we came back to shore. Now we timed it just right. We had a couple of hours before the top of the tide, so we decided that I'd carry on fishing from the shore, do some subtle rig changes and start fishing stringers so I could keep getting some bait out there. I mean, almost instantly, me and Enrico were into fish yesterday afternoon. Maybe 3-4 fish, lost a couple as well, but then as soon as the tide started pulling again, it became totally unfishable because we've got a massive moon at the moment. These big tides aren't doing us any favours. But as soon as the tide had subsided and the river come to the top again, managed to get the rods out for a few more bites, and it resulted in a river po 40 pounder, or just over 40 pound. A truly wild river po fish. Fought like an absolute demon.
Well done, Rick.
friend.
Good ones.
Okay, just to bring you up to date, we had a few fish last night into darkness, topped off by early hours of this morning, just before sunrise. I got my first 40 pounder from the River Po. But to be fair, it's been a really strange day. We've had a massive load of cloud come in, air pressure's changed as well. It's still warm, and we're still battling with these big tides as well, Enrico. Any thoughts on this?
Well, I guess it's because of this weather changement that is going on. As you see, this big cloud, and also the forecast said we will have some really heavy rainstorm tomorrow.
Okay.
This is the only reason I can find about this, because you see, we see maybe 5 jump in the old day, and normally it was 100 jump a day.
Yeah.
So the carp today was absolutely not active at all. We also tried a new spot, fishing from the boat this morning.
We did, yeah.
And I mean, we didn't had a single,
Not a touch.
on that. I mean,
No.
so
But we haven't gave up with these spots. We carried on. We baited the far spots from the boat this morning as well.
Right.
And just after tea tonight, when Enrico's going to go back in the boat, and we're going to do the same technique as last night. Enrico fished the far bank again from the boat. I'm going to stay on shore and fish from the shore into darkness again, and hopefully we'll get some results again. But it's been a strange day. I mean, we can't really knock having a day where no fish, because to be fair, mate, we've been absolutely worn out, haven't we?
that's true. That's true.
You know, it wasn't a bad thing, because I think all three of us, I mean, even the cameraman started it off, because he was the first one in the movie snoring his head off, wasn't he? So basically, I mean, we've had all right, we ain't caught many fish today, but we've had an easy day, and it's given us a chance to recharge and
just to relax a bit, because we've been sleeping 4 hours per night in the last 4 days. So, but in this situation, we really need to try all as possible, all what we can try.
Yeah.
So that's why we will split tonight, and you will fish from this shore, and I will just take the boat and go on the other shore. So we will have a set of rods in each side of the river.
Yeah.
And probably we will have more chance to catch some.
Trying to cover every option.
Right.
Really. Tree.
It's a tree.
No.
Steady.
It's a fatty one.
Forgot what they look like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Pagliarini. This one's taken a long time coming. We've basically had a day with no fish. We've had a lot of rain up north in the mountains, which has rose the river level. As you can see, it's all milky and chocolate. And to be fair, we're just about written off all hope. Got up at the crack of light this morning, and to be fair, I've fished my heart out this morning. Sat on my rods all morning like a hawk, and nothing. And we're just breaking for dinner, having a spot of dinner, and the bottom rod at the bottom of the swim ripped off. And the rewards for the hard work put in this morning. This little chunk of a river poke carp. Not the longest one we've had out the river, but I'm sure you'll agree, definitely one of the little fatties. Thank you.
Okay. See you later on.
Get out of here.
Okay, here we are. So the last 30 hours have been pretty tough, Rick.
Yeah, really tough. So we split our, basically, like we said before, the river had come into flood. There'd had a lot of rainwater up in the mountains. We divided our efforts. Enrico went across the other side on the boat this morning, and we've worked really hard in the last 24 hours. I don't think we've had a couple of hours sleep between us.
No.
I fished from the bank. I had one fish yesterday, and that was it. We got our heads together last night, and just at the top of the tide last night we went out and baited up, and that must have been midnight, 1 o'clock time.
Yeah, it was around midnight.
So we baited up mid-water where we've been fishing from the bank, and the far side where we've been fishing with a boat. So first light this morning, Enrico's off on the boat again, goes across the far side.
Right.
I fish from the bank, and within a couple of hours Enrico shouts across.
That's what happens.
He's finally got a fish. So well done, buddy.
Yeah,
it's been a fantastic trip, and I think
fish.
with this fish we're just about going to end our show. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. So thanks for having me, Enrico. It's been really good.
You've been welcome, and this will be just the first time, the first one of a long series. I hope so.
Definitely. So from us both, we wish you well, and good luck in the future.